Hello, my name is Lalita Dasi, and today we are going to continue the talk Women in Krishna Consciousness, Part 2. When women lose the understanding of their position and forget the advantage of being engaged in pure devotional service, they may make some unreasonable demands. For example, they may want to be in front for Mengal Artic, or be called Prabhu, thinking that it is their right, since men and women are equal in the mundane evaluation of our modern society. In this case, they miss the opportunity to be humble and to be naturally themselves. Sripad Swami Narsinga writes in one of his articles, I have heard that in the greater Krishna Consciousness movement, certain women clamor to be called Prabhu. Actually, all devotees are called Prabhu, but a real devotee clamors, call me your servant, call me your dog. Why do you want to be called master? Why demand, hey, call me master, and expect others to respect you? Where did we learn this? Call me master. Call me your dog. Call me your servant. Do not lose sight of this. Do not lose sight of the service attitude. End of quote. Actually, having a position in an ashram situation is very dangerous and uncomfortable for ladies. Women who are representing the best side of a surrendered devotee by their very nature should not demand a position of authority. This is the best way for them to turn off their brothers. We want a bossy lady in charge. Especially in our movement, it is very unpalatable. Sripad Swami Narsinga continues. So many people receive some prestigious position. Unfortunately, these honored positions have sent hundreds of devotees to their spiritual graves. When there is a war, we do not expect the woman to grab the bayonets and run into the battlefield. Why would someone want to demand the bayonet? That is very dangerous. It is a natural position in society for a woman to be protected, and it is easier to become Krishna conscious from that position, because it is a position of the servant. Men run the risk of thinking that they are in charge. In reality, they are not in charge of anything. End of quote. We live in this illusion that the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, that we are missing something by being really feminine. If we desire the position of men, we desire what we call equality, but our differences are our assets. Ladies can work together very nicely when they forget their false ego. Modern society has created those beings which are more men than women, and the real woman might not manifest. In other words, the male-oriented woman has been created, and she has a position in society that she never had before. Is she happier that way? I doubt it. According to Dr. John Gray, a woman's brain does not stop working. Therefore, she cannot handle stress efficiently. She does not know how to relax and empty her mind. Men can. They can sit somewhere and think of nothing. Women cannot. They are built to always be on the alert to protect the children. They are not built to become the head of a company or order men around as you may see in movies. This is a legend. Women need protection and security. Therefore, if she is given a role of leadership, she carries anxieties and stress day and night. It is a natural role for her. Let us remember how the children might suffer from such a mom. The latchkey children is created. They come back from school to an empty house. They may not become very good citizens in the end. Women have been taught to forget their natural motherly propensities, and the next generation grows up without a mother. Shripad Swami Narasimha continues. Women are close to Krishna consciousness by birth, by life, by society. They are much closer to Krishna consciousness than men are. It is a life that most men do not get until they are very old. What is that life? One is protected and given some service to perform. Women do not have to be involved in arguments. They can actually live the real life of a devotee. They can easily develop Vaishnava humility and the habit of serving others. It is the last little step that is so difficult. End of quote. Simple living and high thinking, this is what Shripad Narasimha Maharaj is preaching. The problem is that before joining Krishna consciousness, lots of ladies experience a complicated lifestyle, going to university and tasting a life of selfishness, ignoring their abilities to be a natural servant of the servant. They have heard the argument against being a real woman simply because for a long time now there has been no real men. They are used to being protected and fend for themselves. Therefore, they clamor for a position as men might do. And if they do not get that position in the ashram or temple, then they might feel frustrated. Actually, they are mostly allowed to perform any devotional service. From cooking and cleaning to writing books and articles, there is no impediment in a sane ashram situation. But what they have to realize is a woman who cooks or a woman who writes, there is no difference. They both assist the preaching movement and they both perform pure devotional service. Male devotees need to mature as well. They have to change their perspective on female devotees. Obviously, ladies are not an object of enjoyment, just created for their pleasure, not even their wives. They need to mingle with the ladies, but must not deviate. The recommendation is to keep things simple and not get physically close. We hear that even some sannyasis hug their female disciples. This is actually playing with fire. Even Lord Chaitanya was saved by Swarup Damodar when he became ecstatic, hearing a woman singing and running to her. Swarup Damodar stopped him. No, you're going to lose your reputation. When does an ordinary jiva think he's above the Lord? An ordinary sannyasi, even in the position of guru, must not think he is above all rules. If he does, he runs the risk of falling down. A male devotee needs to see that a girl is meant to serve Krishna, and therefore he will think, I will help her for the service of the Lord. He needs to see that everyone is a servant of Krishna and must maintain that temperament. He needs to become aware that we shall mix and help each other. Men and women are going back home, back to Godhead. This universal mentality must remain with them all their life. We must help each other, not constantly evaluate who is lower or higher than us. It is not important. Everyone is getting purified and everyone is a servant of Krishna. Where is a question of position? Where is it a question of position? Srila Sridhar Maharaj recommends, and as long as we shall think we can fight for our right, we are nowhere. We are in a jungle civilization. Everything for Krishna, then he can be absolute. And we are also for him, not that he will serve us. If we can understand completely that we are meant for Krishna's service, then we will find only that he is for us also. We have made him into another party to compete with. We make him another rival, extension of our envy, and we want to compete with him. That spirit within us is very dark. But by full submission, then we can find that he is for us. He will certainly reciprocate. We are meant for his service perfectly. How beautiful it is to find our pleasure is apart and dependent on his pleasure. Our freedom depends entirely on him. When we are connected in this way, we find then we can serve in harmony and be happy, otherwise not. End of quote. This is a big lesson. Everyone must understand their real position in Krishna consciousness, men and women. Ladies who ask to be called Master or Prabhu miss the point. Nobody is a Prabhu, everyone is a servant, ultimately. All right, yes, we call the men Prabhu. Have you ever thought that perhaps it is part of the male psychology? By nature, they need to feel in charge. It is their daily food. For ladies, however, they do not need that. Do we call Mother Yashoda Prabhu? She doesn't want that. She wants to be a servant of the Lord. She wants to be a mother. All ladies need to remember that they are the mothers of the ashram. What would be a better position than that? A mother gives protection, affection, she cooks, she cleans, she protects. Ladies protect against hunger, uncleanliness, they protect against sadness by decorating the place with flowers and colors, and much more. Then why be so bent on being called any other name than Mother, Mataji? Srila Maharaj says, real purity, real chastity is far above all relative considerations of chastity. And that is inconceivable beyond our knowledge and reason. Just how a porous pot can contain water. It is a miracle. This is in reference to the story of Srimati Radharani being tested for her chastity and asked to go fetch some water in a pot full of holes. And if she doesn't do that, then Krishna's headache might not be cured, or Krishna's fever might not be cured. So she goes, but then she knows it's impossible. So she prays to Krishna. She takes entirely shelter of Krishna. Do please help me? This is not possible. And Krishna comes and she can get the water, no problems. And she's therefore seen as the most chaste lady, which was the goal of this whole story. So Srila Maharaj continues, but God works wonders. His ways are filled with miracles. We should be prepared for that. We should be prepared that all the knowledge of the world, all our experience will prove to be wrong. So it is said, Jnane prayasham dabasya namanta eva. Be clear of your past experiences. What you have drawn from the world of the senses, empiric knowledge, vakya rasa jnana. Your tendency will always be to try to push your way into the transcendental world on the strength of mundane knowledge. This is very important. Try to understand that. Your tendency will always be to try to push your way into the transcendental world on the strength of mundane knowledge. But this verse is saying, you fallen people, your capital is the experience of this world, of the senses. But it won't do. It won't have any value in that higher plane. What is found there is a new thing. So approach that world with an open mind. Understand that everything is possible with the infinite. All your expectations, your past experience has no value. Why don't you give up trying to dodge this point? End of quote. We ladies come mostly from a background where we have been told that we are the same as men. Srila Maharaj recommends that we come to Krishna consciousness empty-handed, not with a baggage of mundane education. This way, we can find the natural flow of our being, our real being. And we won't find that harmonious flow by being mundane women. As I explained in my first talk on the subject, we come to Krishna consciousness with the same ideas we had in the material world. We desire a position. We are not fulfilled by attempting to be so-called equal with men. Actually, Sripad Narasimha Maharaj points out subtly that we have a superior position as ladies. We have all the tools to become pure right away. Why would we want to throw all these advantages away? Only working with the wrong people and within a diseased society can this really happen. If we are so unsatisfied in a specific association, the recommendation is to leave. Seek out the association of pure devotees. Krishna will guide you to such an association. Don't tolerate the intolerable, ladies. Srila Maharaj says more. The transcendental world is something quite new to us. It is very difficult to get out of this superstition of so-called truth here. But still, it is necessary that we accept that anything and everything is possible with Krishna. He is a master of impossibilities. Possibility and impossibility are found only in our dictionary, yet even Napoleon wanted to remove the word impossible. He said impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. Impossible est un mot dans le dictionnaire des imbéciles. End of quote. So, ladies possess a natural capacity for devotional service. They are naturally chaste, and when it comes to be chaste towards Krishna consciousness, they also have a natural tendency toward that as well. They are patient and can tolerate so much since their ego are not so inflated. But is it? Ladies have been raised to think themselves as controllers. They have been expecting equality of rights with men. Yet, they may get that. Yes, they may get that. Now they can go to war. They can go to work. They can be single mothers struggling to raise the children on their own. This is our culture. Unhappy woman, overtaxed, and in the hope to enjoy more, she wants to control the man. She forgot that her very nature will control and fascinate men much more than she can achieve artificially. By her shyness, her submissiveness, and gentle ways, she can control the entire world of men. But she forgot that, and men forgot to give her protection. At least in our ashrams and temples, we can come to a better solution. We can remember our position as servant of the Lord and forget those mundane ambitions which will only lead to frustration. So we must stand firm and not become bewildered by the different positions of this world. By the grace of Guru and Krishna, we must pass the ordeal. We are being tested. What is worst, being kicked by material nature or being occasionally kicked by an ignorant male devotee? Let us become pure and not run after what we have rejected in the first place, a mundane position in this world. We are searching for Krishna. Let us make this search our ultimate goal. Let us not go after a position in a Vaishnava society. The tendency will not fulfill our inner desires. Let us be real Vaishnavis. Who knows? Our brothers might even remember to become real Vaishnavas by our good example. Ladies, thank you very much. And to the next time. If you like this video, please don't forget to like it on YouTube and subscribe. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.